The tale unfolds in the lively city of Cartagena, Colombia, where we encounter Leo, a man who spends most of his time drinking. One day, he is summoned to a grand house by Lucia, a compassionate nurse. Lucia introduces Leo to Amélie, the lady of the house. Amélie, originally from France, is a proud and strong-willed woman searching for another caregiver. Leo hopes to secure the position. Amélie warns him that the job will be demanding and asks if he has experience caring for children or the sick. Leo admits he does not, but he is in desperate need of work. Impressed by his honesty, Amélie decides to hire him. Leo begins working right away, sneaking drinks whenever possible. Amélie often calls for his assistance, as she is unable to move by herself. Despite her embarrassment, Amélie tries to keep her dignity. For example, instead of asking Leo to turn her book's pages, she only asks him to place the book in front of her, using a stick in her mouth to turn the pages herself. After some time, Amélie instructs Leo to have dinner ready by 8 p.m. and sends him away. Meanwhile, Lucia is surprised that Amélie has chosen a man for such a sensitive job. Before Leo, Amélie had replaced nearly 40 nurses, all women. Lucia believes a man should not witness a woman in such a vulnerable condition. For Amélie, her disability is a source of deep shame, and she thought only another woman could see her like this. Still, Leo needs a job. Determined not to lose this opportunity, Leo resolves to do whatever it takes. Early the next morning, Lucia wakes Leo at 3 a.m. to teach him how to change Amélie's diapers. Leo is surprised to learn this is part of his duties. Feeling awkward, he hesitates as he enters Amélie's room with Lucia to help clean her up. Amélie pretends to be asleep. She feels deeply embarrassed that a man is now helping her with such personal care. Lucia asks Leo if he can handle everything alone, and he agrees. The next morning, Amélie's angry shouts fill the house. Leo had fallen asleep drunk and neglected his responsibilities, which include brushing her teeth, bathing her, and feeding her. Once the morning routine is complete, Amélie sends Leo to do chores. She enjoys the fresh breeze from the open windows and often thinks about how different her life is now. In the evening, Lucia returns and asks Leo how things went. He simply nods. Later, while hanging laundry, Lucia asks Leo for help. While working together, Leo's curiosity gets the best of him, and he asks about Amélie's past. Lucia explains that 3 years ago, Amélie was traveling from France to meet her fiancé when she had a terrible accident. When Amélie woke from her coma, she found herself completely paralyzed. Her arms and legs no longer functioned. After this, Amélie made the painful decision never to return to France. She did not want her loved ones to see her in such a helpless state. Her fiancé never contacted her again. That night, after finishing his chores, Leo goes to a bar but finds no comfort in alcohol. The next day, he returns to work. Lucia is genuinely pleased to see him, as most nurses before him had quit within days. Smiling, Lucia gives Leo some money and a shopping list. Leo goes to the market, where a girl tries to steal his money, but he manages to keep it safe. The girl quickly disappears into the crowd. When Leo returns, he hears laughter from Amélie's room. Curious, he peeks in and sees her physical therapist encouraging her to move. Leo also notices Lucia nearby, giving herself an injection. Their eyes meet, but nothing is said. Later, Lucia tells Leo the injection helps her stay alert for work. Leo jokes to himself that Lucia could outdrink anyone. At dinner, Amélie frowns at the fish Leo prepared, worried about bones. Leo reassures her that he removed every bone and thorn. He encourages her to try it, and though hesitant, Amélie is pleased to find the fish perfectly clean. After dinner, Leo goes to the kitchen, where Lucia tells him more about Amélie. She explains that Amélie was once strong and independent, but now everything has changed. Amélie avoids going out and is even afraid to use a wheelchair, worried about others' opinions. She once soared, but now cannot walk. Leo asks Lucia why she works here despite having a teaching degree. Lucia smiles and avoids the question. After work, Leo returns to his small, messy apartment and drinks heavily. He spends a night drinking, and the hangover lingers into the next day. Unable to function, he skips work. When Leo finally returns, he lies to Amelie, claiming he had a fever. Amelie is not fooled and warns him that if it happens again, he will lose his job. Later, Leo receives his first paycheck from Lucia. With his earnings, Leo buys new shoes and visits a boxing club to revisit his past as a European boxing champion. He eagerly starts training, but years away from the sport have dulled his skills. The next day, Amelie talks about her love for books. Leo admits he dislikes reading, which surprises Amelie. To test him, she asks him to read aloud. Leo struggles, so Amelie decides he will practice reading to her daily. Leo continues to visit the boxing club after work. One day, the coach announces a big upcoming fight in Cartagena, which could bring fame and recognition. The coach, an old friend, suggests Leo train Miranda for the fight, which could boost women's boxing. Another candidate, Lena, appears, and Leo recognizes her as the girl who tried to pickpocket him. Leo spars with Lena and easily defeats her, showing his strength. Meanwhile, Lucia confides in Amelie that Leo can be difficult, but Amelie says he does his job well and takes good care of her. One day, Amelie asks Leo about his life outside work. Leo hesitantly says he is an athlete. That evening, Leo goes to the beach, smokes, and reflects. The next day, Leo proposes an idea to Amelie. At first, she refuses, but Leo, now sober and determined, insists. Finally, Amelie agreed to Leo's suggestion. They visited a rooftop cafe overlooking the beach. For the first time in ages, Amelie left her house and truly felt happy. Leo had brought her a small gift box. He asked Amelie to close her eyes and identify the scent from a bottle he placed before her. Amelie enjoyed the playful moment and thanked Leo for such a wonderful evening. A few days later, Leo met up with his coach friend again. He agreed to train Lena, but on one condition. If they won the fight, he wanted $5,000. The coach accepted. That evening, Leo asked Miranda if she knew where Lena lived. Miranda explained that Lena hadn't been to the gym in days and didn't even have a proper place to stay. This news surprised Leo. Meanwhile, Leo continued his daily routine, reading aloud to Amelie, taking her outside, and spending more time together. These became some of Amelie's happiest days, surrounded by friends and feeling free again. During one outing, Leo saw Lena walking with a man. He immediately understood the sad reality. Lena was making money in questionable ways. As time passed, Leo and Amelie grew closer, learning more about each other's lives. One day, Leo confronted Lena about missing training. She told him boxing wasn't working out, she wasn't earning money or recognition. Leo promised her that if she trained with him, she'd get both, and he'd split the winnings with her if she won. Lena agreed, but she didn't even have enough money for food. Meanwhile, Amelie stopped eating because she missed Leo, unaware that he was spending time with Lena. One night, while dancing at a bar, Lena got into a fight with another girl. She and Leo had to escape. Soon after, a group of men attacked Leo, looking for Lena. Lena intervened with a gun, scaring them off, and brought Leo home to recover from his injuries. The next day, Leo asked Lena for a favor at Amelie's house. The following morning, Amelie eagerly answered the door, hoping to see Leo, but found Lena instead. Lena told Lucia that Leo couldn't come to work and introduced herself as his new neighbor. Lucia grew suspicious of their relationship and lied to Amelie, saying a man had come to say Leo was on leave. Amelie feared Leo might never return and buried herself in books, though she couldn't stop thinking about him. Leo had become an important part of her life. Meanwhile, Leo was still recovering with Lena. Amelie began interviewing new nurses, but none seemed right. Then, unexpectedly, Leo appeared at her door, his face bruised. Amelie was furious and fired him on the spot. Leo was devastated and left without a word. That night, instead of drinking, he gave his bottle to a beggar. Lena asked if she could stay with him, and Leo agreed. Days passed as Leo trained Lena for the championship. Amelie missed Leo deeply and often cried. Lucia tried to comfort her, but Amelie felt exhausted by life and asked for an injection, which Lucia refused, wanting to protect her. Meanwhile, Leo and Lena trained, ate, and spent time together. Lena asked if Leo was attracted to her, but he said no. Lena dreamed of marrying Leo and moving to Europe, but Leo wasn't interested and struggled with his own problems. One morning, Amelie woke to find Leo beside her. Both she and Lucia were shocked. When Leo woke, he was confused about how he got there. He asked Amelie for his job back, promising to change and quit drinking. Amelie, emotional, said she missed him but was afraid of being hurt again. In the end, she gave Leo another chance. Lucia warned Leo not to hurt Amelie again. Leo and Amelie resumed their outings, and Amelie cherished these moments. No one had ever done so much for her before. Leo continued to train Lena, who improved quickly. He managed to care for Amelie, train Lena, and handle his responsibilities. One day, Amelie told Leo to be careful in the ring. Leo later told Lucia he would be away for 2 days to train Lena. Lucia didn't tell Amelie about Lena, fearing it would upset her. Amelie asked Lucia to buy Leo a yellow shirt as a gift. On the day of the fight, both coaches watched as Lena won. Leo received the $5,000 prize, but gave it all to Lena. Afterwards, Leo took Amelie for a long drive in a friend's car. Amelie told Leo she hadn't felt so alive in years. They went to the seaside and swam together, feeling free and happy like the world belonged to just the two of them.